All right, here we are from the studios of Grand Forks Best Source. Turn your volume down a little bit. How's that sound?
That's more better.
All right, that's more better.
More better.
I'm going to tell you this right now, folks, and most of you probably know this is one of my favorite podcasts that we do because we're talking about my favorite store of all time, Home of Economy. Wade Pearson with Home of Economy in the studio today. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. I haven't seen you for a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, my brother took care of a couple. I did one when you were out overseas. Or
Oh,
something.
sure. Yep.
And so it's been before that. So
Yep.
hope you're doing well.
I'm doing good.
Good.
Viola's here.
Yep.
I was just mentioning to you guys I was in Home of Economy on Tuesday because I bought my wife part of her Valentine's Day present. I bought
Something
her
real romantic, I hope.
very romantic a cast iron skillet.
Oh, you're my hero.
She gave me you should have seen the look she gave me like, really? But actually, my wife wanted it.
Okay.
She asked me for one, and that's not all I gave her. I mean, I bought her more than that. But
Like
I was
something to mow the lawn with, or
well, no, then I would have
a blender.
yeah, that would have been very good.
You know, my dad worked, one Christmas when he was going to college, and he was, just married to my mom, and it was downtown store, and he said on Christmas Eve the drunks would come in from the bars down there.
Sure.
And every guy, I need something for my wife. How about a electric skillet? Okay. It's like that was just a standard.
Honey, I'm home.
Yeah, here's your little electric frying pan.
Well, I was thinking to myself, Wade, it's like, all right, when we've shopped in different places, I've just kind of kept my eyes open for a cast iron skillet, and I finally just went, you know what? I'm just going to go to Home of Economy because I've never seen one there. I've never looked for one there, but I will bet you any amount of money they will have one there, and you had a good selection. So
Yeah,
again,
it's the Lodge brand. You can get knockoffs or imports and whatever. And I'm not saying that Lodge, I don't know where they're made or whatever.
Sure.
But when you're bringing in an import, even if it's a U.S. Brand, they usually have more exacting standards.
Right.
They're not looking just for the El Cheapo, and we know that Lodge is a quality product.
yeah,
and
exactly.
People will be using it for 50 years. So
For sure. And you can kind of tell when you pick them up, too, and when you look at them. And you don't want to chintz out on something like that because, like you said, that these things will last you forever. We're kind of going over what the 2023 schedule looks like at Home of Economy. One of my favorite times of the year, the annual Racer Showcase coming up April 15th. What happens if somebody wants to get in on this, maybe get their car, their snowmobile, their motorcycle, their BMX bike or whatever? Is there a way they can do that?
Yeah, just give Alan at the store manager. He's calling around trying to get people together. In the past several years, this was actually the entire program was set up by Noel Shanelak.
Right.
Great guy, and he's not able to do it this year. So, we're kind of picking up the slack, which, Noel obviously put in a lot of work and did a lot of background, and it was, his event completely. While we did the back end stuff and got ready and everything, but
you guys did a lot of work too.
but he did the heavy lifting of
Sure.
getting the good guys there and everything. So,
if you've never been to the Racer Showcase at Home of Economy, you got to check it out because these guys go in and they basically gut out one whole section of the store. And you get a good chance to look at some of your favorite race car drivers. They've got racing snowmobiles. What else have I seen there? The ice racers. You had guys from Lake Cameron there one year. BMX, Grand Forks BMX is there. It's always just such a great show.
Yeah, and
the
hopefully
fans love it.
yeah, and hopefully the driver's there, so you get a chance to kind of meet them. And I'm sure there's other stuff, or people go to the pits, but they're. You really shouldn't be bugging them too much then. I'm sure they're great, but
yeah, and
here the point is to interact with the fans.
Sure. And thing is, too, about this Racer Showcase is a lot of the times the cars are brand new. They haven't seen the track yet. And believe me, these race car drivers, they have no problems. If you've got your children with you, they have no problems putting their kid in a car and taking a picture. I know pretty much all of these guys. They all know without the fans, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing, and they have no problem putting kids in the cars for pictures and signing autographs and hero cards and all that stuff.
Yeah, the really bad thing is I don't fit in them.
I gave up trying to get in and out of those things a
Oh,
long
God.
time ago.
I don't think in any dimension I'm gonna fit.
Well, they got the ones now where you can actually go in through the roof. That's
Okay.
about the only chance I think I have of trying to get in or out of one of those cars. One thing I like about Home of Economy, you guys do such a great job with your flyers. When you guys have a flyer coming out, what are they usually good for about how long?
Usually about 4 weeks,
Okay.
2 weeks. Sorry, we changed that back. We're trying to do more often to keep them up more. So
Flyers, like oil flyers?
yeah, or the oil flyers that we send out or we have out in the Western stores.
Okay.
Those are good for 4 weeks. But we have some regular sheets that just our front and back page that we support a lot of electronically, and those are 2 weeks now. I think we were doing them 3 weeks, but we committed to doing them more often.
Okay. So what's the difference between a regular flyer and an oil flyer?
Well, we have the 3 stores out in Western North Dakota.
Okay,
Watford City, Williston, and Minot, and they have a really different focus. Especially
Sure.
Watford City is 100% service oil fields.
Right.
Williston is about
It's
70%
basically
oil.
has to do with geography.
Yeah, and just the customer base.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
you couldn't really probably do very much in a store out in Watford City if you didn't focus it on that
Right.
region.
I would imagine Home of Economies out there then are probably stocked a little different than the Home of
yeah.
Economies around here.
It's all work clothing. FR clothing is the biggest thing, and boots in Watford City. They do have a pretty good selection of tools. They do very well in the Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and some of the supplies. And we try to have something for the oil workers and the community guys. We do have Traeger and the grills and
Sure.
everything, but.
Well, out there now, going on through February 28th, they got the Suit Up for Snow oil flyers. So if you are watching the show and you're out on the west coast of North Dakota there,
Yeah.
you'll be able to check that out. Now, I'm going to ask you some pretty dumb questions today, even though I know a lot.
I'm the guy to
about-
answer a dumb question.
Okay, well, it seems like I do good at asking them. What do you consider a handbill?
Oh, it's just it's a sheet that we just use in the store. Back when the newspapers went to just 2-day delivery.
Yep.
And their circulation dropped quite a bit.
Sure,
And
yeah.
you notice very few people are putting a traditional like 8 or 12-page flyer. That was
Yeah.
that was for my entire career. I graduated in marketing from UND like in 1985.
Oh, okay.
And so that's my thing. And then all of a sudden, everything has changed with the internet. Kind of cut the newspaper circulation, and you were missing so many people, especially my stepdad. Till the day he died, read the paper.
Same with me.
Yep. And people like I don't even read the paper. I
Yeah.
read it online for a long time.
Yeah, see,
I'm not
I got yesterday's paper today because it
Yeah.
didn't make it up from Fargo yesterday. But one thing I'm going to say, when you mentioned the flyers and things, Saturdays or what used to be the Sunday paper were always full of them. Now there's hardly ever anything in there.
Right.
And what really irks me, what really chafes my behind, Wade, they took the parade section out.
Oh,
That was one of my favorite parts of the Saturday paper, the parade section.
yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
anyway, everything's changed in the advertising run. So
Sure.
So we have a sheet in the store, and then we support it. We support it heavily on the internet and just any variety of stuff that we can do. So it's you've just shifted your money. So that's kind of it. Traditional radio. We're mostly doing Sioux Sports on that, or if we have a big event,
Sure.
or a furniture sale, we'll run traditional radio. But we're doing different things like podcasts. I mean, who would ever guess, right?
Everybody else, yeah. Things have changed. I mean, I started in radio back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
When people used to rely on radio, when you had to make sure you got to work if there was a blizzard, because
Yeah.
that's the only way anybody knew what was going on is you
Jim
tuned into the
Bowman.
radio station. Yeah.
Jim Bowman for finding out what a great guy he was. And but on any stormy day, you turn
Yeah.
it on, and
Well, there's many days I had to take a snowmobile to work. So I could tell you people to stay home. I'm looking at
I didn't offend you by saying I was a KNOX guy. Did
Oh,
I?
no. That's all right. I've done some work for them, too. I'm looking at Bob's Bargains. What I want to find out, first off, Wade, is who's Bob?
Bob is our grandfather.
I didn't
So
know
he
that.
He founded the store, Bob Kisa.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yep. You know, he got sick when I was kind of little and stuff, and so, you know, I only got a few memories with him, but you know, really wish I would have had more chance. But we're just trying to keep his memory alive and do that stuff.
So he founded Home of Economy.
right,
Can
him and my grandmother.
Okay, can you quickly just go through a quick little history
Yeah.
of Home of Economy?
Yeah, in 1939, you know, and they had no money,
Mm-hmm.
and they opened up a store in Thief River Falls, and then soon moved it over to Grand Forks. It was downtown. It was
No Thief River.
just in a shack by the courthouse.
Okay.
And I've seen a few pictures once in a while. I'll show up like on the Grand Forks Memories thing, and they'll show it, and I go, "Yeah, Mom says that was the first store that we had."
Uh-huh.
Kind of between the courthouse and Valley Dairy.
Okay. Yep.
And
Yep.
there was just 3 shacks there. But anyway, they opened up there, stayed downtown until 1962, moved out to our current location. Then in 64, and then they had a store up in Walhalla. My in-laws are from there. And my father-in-law told me where it was. It was the parking lot of the Ford dealership up there.
Okay.
Anyway, so that wasn't going as well, so they moved it to Grafton. Picked everything up. Then in '64, they opened up or bought some stores from somebody, and that's where the Minot, Williston, and Devil's Lake stores came out of. And so that was kind of when there, and they had bought some other stores, and one of them was Rugby, and they kept that open the longest. So it was kind of cool to open up a new store in Rugby a few years ago.
Somebody, the only reason I was asking is because somebody had asked me about a name, Raymond name, and I didn't know. I've heard Home of Economy and the name Raymond are related somehow, but I didn't know how.
Oh yeah, my grandmother was Raymond,
Okay.
and my grandfather's Kisa. But anyway, she came from a large family, and at a time I think there was 20 some, like her brothers, and then her brothers and sisters' kids. They worked there. My great aunt is actually the one that I went to work for on my first day of work at Home of Economy, or first full time. My great aunt Margaret Sullivan, who, you know, her husband was a football coach in East Grand Forks. So a lot of
Okay.
people,
Yeah.
and a ton of people knew Pat Sullivan, Mom's cousin,
Sure.
who was a coach at Central.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, at one time there was like 25 Raymonds working. You know, if
All
you
right.
count, I mean,
I
not
don't know
all.
if you see that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I do want to remind you or tell you about, I don't know, have you ever seen the shadow that is on the west side of the building at a certain time of the afternoon? I will show you a picture. It's a shadow that comes on the wall on Home of Economy on the outside wall. Remind me, I'll show you when we're done here. You guys have always got promotions going on. I know Home of Economy, you do your own thing, but you've also got, you know, like certain brands, Ariat, you know, Carhartts, things like that. Do they tell you when they're going to do a promotion and they say, hey, let's do this together, and you just make it work? Or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, you were doing both our own, and our own are the handbills, the catalog, you know, we didn't talk about. But then a lot of times they do their own promotions, and they're doing national TV. And then we want to, you know, join in that. So when they see the Carhartt ad on TV, they're thinking Home of Economy, not, you know, another place that happens to sell some Carhartt, because we feel we have the biggest commitment to
Sure.
Carhartt in, you know,
Oh, yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the Minot store is still the largest Carhartt footprint in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. In
And-
fact, I think one of the last times you were in here, we were talking about my Carhartt bibs I've had for about 30 years now. And my
That's
wife
the
actually, my wife was telling me how I need to get new ones. And I'm like, no, I don't. We got that storm, what is it, a week or so ago, and I'm getting the old Carhartts on, and I'm going to zip up the one leg, and the zipper just kind of like disintegrated. It's 30 years old. So I had to fish a paper hook through there, and I looked at my wife and said, okay, Carhartt bibs next year. All right, fine. And I'm going to have to finally break down and get them. But I wear them all the time, and I've had them for 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to tell you something about the brand.
Yeah, I mean, I said there's the problem, because, I mean, for guys like you and I that aren't working out in the oil rigs or really
Yep.
abusing them. I mean, that stuff lasts forever.
Oh, forever.
You know, it's known to shrink.
Yeah. Well,
know,
yeah, that mine
over
shrunk.
time,
For 30 years.
Jeez, you know, when I
I
was-
can't button up those side buttons all the way
Yeah,
anymore
when I
because
was-
they shrunk. Yeah.
When I was 30, it had a lot of room in the stomach, and what's going on?
Oh boy, I got to remember that one. Sweetheart Day is going on until February 23rd, and you guys have got all kinds of sweetheart deals. One thing I wanted to ask you about first, and I'll let you just kind of go with this if you want, but what are Army hoodies?
They're just a hoodie, but they have you know, a military theme to them.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's they look really nice.
Yeah?
I mean, I haven't tried any of them on, but
But I mean, 25% off men's and women's Americana and Army hoodies. That's a
Yeah.
heck of a deal.
yeah, I mean, we have you know, and of course we you know, hoodies are big, and we used to have a ton of them, and we've kind of tried to combine them all in the store, so we're making a statement, you know, so people walk in and they're not, you know, we're getting credit for really having a commitment to it and
Sure.
being a place you got to check out.
You know, when you look at me, I've either got a hoodie on, or if I'm wearing a button-up collar shirt, the odds are it's flannel.
Yeah.
I love flannel shirts. You guys also got 30% off men's and men's Western and flannel shirts. I would imagine the flannels sell pretty good there.
Yeah, it's real popular. I mean, it's something that just, you know, I like wearing the light stuff. I'm really warm blooded, so I wear a shirt like this all year round. But yeah, a lot of people, they really like the flannels, and they're not as warm blooded and super comfortable and durable and
Yeah. How about $5 off cat, men's baseball or knit cap and sock bundle? Baseball caps, it's going to be time to start wearing them again here. It's going to be
Yeah.
time to put the toques away and the beanies away and all that. But when it comes to your clothing, I mean, we've got that. You've got, let's see here. Well, I guess that's about it for the food, for the clothing. But you've got $2 off 67-ounce concentrated all-purpose cleaner, something we use every single day. Slippers and moccasins. That's another one. We did have a little bit left there when it came to the clothing. But when you look at 40% off, when I get home, I pretty much live in slippers and or moccasins, both. I've got a pair of each, but you start to wear these things, and pretty soon it's like, well, I'm going to go outside and mow the lawn. I'm going to go out, dude. Pretty soon I'm out shoveling snow, and I've got moccasins on. They don't make them like they used to. They make these things pretty good now, don't they?
yeah, they're real quality stuff, and they keep your foot warm. And you know, I don't think you want to get them real wet or anything, because that's bad for the
Right.
the suede. You know, but yeah, they're real comfortable, and you know, I'm like I said, I'm real warm blooded. But if I got to start wearing them more often, because my feet will crack as, you know, skin gets older and stuff. So,
Yep.
So it's you know, kind of a healthy thing, because you know, they go too long and they start hurting from.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to ask you about Smith & Wesson knives. You know, I'm a big stickler in having good knives.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't. They'll chintz their way through them, and they wonder why they don't last and why they won't hold an edge. Smith & Wessons are pretty nice knives. I know I own one of them, and it's a hunting one, actually, but I'm about due for some new ones for the kitchen, too. Do they have those for that?
I don't think so.
Just the hunting ones,
Yeah.
okay. It was actually given to me for a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Gosh, I bet you 15 years ago, and it's probably still, I mean, I like it better than my buck knife.
Yeah. My only issue is keeping one around.
Yeah.
Not losing it. So, you know, I like to buy the ones that are, you know, that are good, but you know, I mean, they're still very reasonably priced knife.
Sure, sure.
And I had a flight, it was this year, and it's like, it was in my pocket. I'm like, yeah, can you throw this away for me?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it just made me sick. But
Oh,
I didn't want to run out to the car and,
Right.
and all that stuff.
Oh,
so.
man, that would be, that would be a bummer.
Well, you know, I mean, when you're dumb, you got to put up with stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
You know, we had the weather last week was pretty nice.
Yeah.
We got a blast of winter again here yesterday and the day before and today. But, You know, a lot of people were thinking last week, you know, when it comes to snowmobiling, ice fishing, things like that. Oh, the winter's going to be done. The snow's out. Now, don't fool yourself. We're only in the middle of February here. Yeah, we're in the tundra. But you guys have got a bunch of money off, 30% off all your remaining ice fishing gears. Now, I know this doesn't include sonar augers, but you've got 25% off on the augers. Now is the time to buy because you could still ice fish this year, but you always need stuff for next year, too.
Yeah, and you know, a big part of that is what we're overstocked in are the fish houses. And, you know, you can always get out there, you know, carry the fish house out and, you know, on a sled or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
And, you know, I mean, you don't need to worry about the quality of the ice.
Right.
It's got to be pretty bad before you have to worry about that. So,
and I did see something else, Wade, that I really should go find out about. $40 off DeWalt 20-volt max batteries.
yeah.
That is a really quite a deal because I actually bought a whole used set of DeWalt stuff from a guy that was moving and didn't need them anymore. But of course, the two batteries, one of them's not very good, you know. And but I'm gonna have to come in there and get some batteries too. I would imagine those go pretty quick when they go on sale.
And you can always use another battery.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
And you got so many things you're going on and different tools, and you hate to be switching while you're working and
Yep, I've got probably 4 different types of cordless tools, and there's 4 different
you didn't
chargers.
standardize.
There's 4. Yeah, you know, it's kind of a dumb thing.
Yeah, I didn't. I started with DeWalt, and now we're doing the Milwaukee, and which is really good stuff. But I got more DeWalt, so
Right.
you know, that's kind of like.
You know, I was when I also bought the Valentine's Day present the other day. I went over to the pet section. You guys have got, and I think it's a great deal. I actually, at first, how I first found out about them was when you had them on sale here, probably around Christmas time. And then I thought it was a typo because I think they're very reasonably priced, but there's those big knuckle bone things, and they come in a 2-pack.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, my dogs, they just go ape over these things. They will sit and gnaw on those things for so long, they'll gnaw on them until they fall asleep. It's like it puts them to sleep, like it's a workout. Yeah. But if you're, you know, I got the 2 dogs, 3 cats. If you have pets at home, Home of Economy, you guys have got everybody covered. Whether you've got sheep, horses, cows, goats, cats, dogs, you guys have pretty much got everything covered.
You know, yeah, and we try to do that. It's a funny story about the big knuckle bones. And, you know, one time I brought one home that was, you know, like this. And gave it to the St. Bernard we had at the time, which was Lyola's dog.
Yeah.
And he took it. He was happy as heck. Just walked and went and hit it somewhere. We never saw it again. But he wasn't going to let anybody else get it. So
yeah, and that's funny how they do that because even though they might not want it at that time, you know, make sure my other dog doesn't get it.
Yeah.
The only thing bad about them is if I happen to be sitting on a chair and just in my stocking feet, which I don't do very often, but sometimes I will, he happens to come up and drop that thing on the top of your foot. They're big enough. Hurts like heck. Jeez. $3 off 15 to 16 pound large dry cat food, and then $3 off the 24 to 35 pound XL dry dog food. Pet food prices haven't gone down in that at all. I mean, you know, it was tough to even find stuff a year or two ago, but you guys always manage to have such great deals on your pet food.
We do our best and we keep it as cheap as we can. So it's you know, when we're you know, if you were to find it online, which is a big competitor nowadays, and it's certainly our intention to be as you know, as cheap as you're finding it online. So if you're not, let us know. But yeah, you have to be competitive there. We have it, you know, right there to for you to pick it up today, and also we'll carry out to your car.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's kind of one thing I always stress is like, you know, offer the customer if it's a female customer, particular or elderly. And,
Yep.
And you know, ask them if they need a carry out.
I figured I walked bent over enough where they'd ask me, but
yeah, nobody wants to help you.
Whenever we talk about Home of Economy, we're always talking about Traeger grills, but you've got this new line now, Halo Grills. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's we're pretty excited about it. We just got it in. It's right now we're just focusing. They've got the complete lineup, but we're focusing on the portable stuff, and they've got a little portable pellet griddle, and they've got a pellet grill, and then they have a pizza oven, which looks real interesting. But I'm particular. I don't know about a pizza oven. I don't make it that often. I'll just throw it on my Traeger as it is.
Sure.
But that pellet grill, it's a small unit, kind of a suitcase type thing that you can carry in.
Okay.
But it's really neat because it'll run on a battery that comes with it.
I'm just looking at that now. Wow.
Yeah, so it's a rechargeable battery. So if you're using it for tailgating, if you are taking it camping, you'd maybe there's electricity, but you don't have to run the extension cord, or even if you're just doing it on your deck and you don't want to mess with it. But it's got a real nice controls, digital or whatever. The Traeger makes a real nice portable pellet grill.
Yeah, yeah.
And but with the features and the size and everything, this one, the Halo's more money, but I think the value is higher in their stuff. I've always looked at the portable grill because I'm a Traeger guy and just trying to figure out when what I would use it for, because I really want to buy one. But
I think one would be perfect for a boat.
yeah,
Right now, I have got a propane griddle that fits really nicely on my bait cutting board on my boat. But you always get a little afraid when it comes to flames on a boat for some reason. You always got to be so careful. But I think that pellet grill with the ion battery, the Halo, I think that would be just awesome if you're in a fishing tournament, or maybe you're going out for the entire day.
Yeah, if depending on there, I don't like spending like more than 2 hours on the boat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'd rather might have something on the Traeger, track it with my phone to make sure everything's going good. I was doing that. I bought a cheap sailboat back during the pandemic, and I was out there watching a brisket, and I got becalmed out there, and I'm like, and my wife was moving stuff and bumped the cord. And it quit working, and I'm calling her. I'm like, I finally had to call my son to come give me a tow back to the
wind.
And yeah, it was awful. And it's like, put it in there, just put it in the oven, because it already had all the smoke you're gonna get.
Sure. So the things have changed so much. Before it used to be a charcoal grill, then gas came along, and now you got the pellets, and the Traegers just kind of changed the whole way that all this goes. But another one that is very popular now and picked up a lot is the propane griddles. Seems like just about everybody is got one or getting one nowadays.
Yeah, they're really nice for certain things, quesadillas, breakfast, just your smash burgers.
Sure.
Which if you've tried it that way, I mean, some people don't like it, but I think it makes a great burger.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then in order to do the proper things and grilling or preparing your food or whatever, you guys have got so many different rubs and all of that, and the Bearded Butchers.
Yeah, we're always looking for a new rub or bringing new stuff, because that's a product that for 1 year an item will be hot, a barbecue sauce or a rub, and that'll fall out of favor. People get tired of it, they'll go on to something else. They'll be talking on social media about, we're trying this, or if you go to any competition or anything, they'll be depending what the pros do. And so we have 30 some feet of rubs and sauces. And we're always looking for more. The Bearded Butchers is a new one, but we have the Meat Church. The biggest one for us still is the Traeger.
Yep.
Then Harry Sue stuff. You've probably you might have seen him on the Barbecue Pit Masters on TV. We actually he was going to be there at the state fair last year in our booth and doing his product. Then he got COVID the day before.
Oh boy.
But a day or two before that, we had the chance to go down and actually meet with him, and he was doing a cookout and whatever. And great guy,
Yeah, my favorite still is Butchers. Butcher's Blend, or is that what it is? Butcher's Blend, I believe. But you've got with the Bearded Butchers, Zesty Lime, Butter Blend, Black Blend, Cinnamon Swirl. That looks very interesting. Sounds very interesting.
Once you put it on, or
before we wrap it up, I do want to talk a little bit about, I used to be addicted to coffee. When I used to do morning shows, My problem was I was also a 3-pack-a-day smoker at that
Oh.
time. So I would lose my voice. So I would get up in the morning and drink a gallon of coffee just to get my voice back. Well, then I'd start off my show with a half-hour live newscast. Well, I'd spend more time running up and down to the bathroom because coffee goes through me, I think, quicker than keg beer. But you guys, the Bully Brew coffee, I do drink coffee once in a while, and I love it. And you guys carry it?
Yeah, we just started with Bully Brew. You know, it's having a local thing. So, you know, it's just been a couple weeks, so I haven't looked to see how it sells. And people, you know, they've got to see it for a while and think about getting it or whatever. So, yeah, but we're excited. We're really happy to work with locals as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know, it's and even on some of the items, and you know, we've actually made some of the product lines pretty big. I mean, the Dots Pretzels, we were
Oh, yeah.
an early adopter and pushed it real big in this region, and God, she sold out for like $1 billion or
Yeah,
something.
not nuts. $1 billion.
I was in Devil's Lake one time and ran into it's a Sagan, but you remember the Sagan field saw?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he said we're his very first customer.
Wow.
Another one that we let off, it's been quite a while ago before my time, but Chicago Cutlery.
Yeah, boy, that name's been around for...
Yeah, they were started in Bemidji.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's the same family like Stony Point Resort.
Oh,
in
sure,
Cass Lake.
sure.
That's the family.
Okay.
And they
So-
sell some. They still have some their you know, like the rejected product or whatever.
Okay, yep.
And I didn't get their original product because I was, you know, bachelor and whatever. So I've been buying that because it's kind of nice to have the old stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because they've been sold out and kind of
Yeah,
you know, to
but
different people.
you know, I mean, that makes total sense. Chicago Cutlery, founded in Bemidji, Minnesota. That makes...
You know, they were doing. I guess they were focusing with meat packing plants, and they were making
sure.
knives for that, and
Yep.
and so they had a lot of expertise in making a good product. And then they came out with the. I have no idea why they came out with the Chicago Cutlery, but
Yeah, well, it's about that time. I love it when you guys come in. Now I've got my list going in my head of things I need to go get. But again, get a hold of Alan for that annual Racer Showcase coming up April 15th. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we're going to be there again. And it's always fun talking to any one of the Pearson boys and just talking about home of economy in general.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Have yourself a good remainder of the winter. And you heading to the lake soon?
I was there last weekend, and then there's hockey this weekend. I'm going back
Sure.
next weekend, but last week I barely left the cabin, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful, just sitting at beautiful days. And
yeah. Well, thanks for coming in.
yep.
All right, there we go. That is your Home of Economy podcast with Wade Pearson. And Viola was here too, even though you don't really hear much from her. Looking
Yeah.
forward to next month. We'll get these guys back on again soon.